Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and a big shout out to the asylum who's been recovering in hospital from something and has been having a hard time, but has been constructing a few puzzles to keep himself going, and we're delighted that the asylum has become a bit of a specialist in Japanese sums, and has given us this puzzle to have a go at on the channel, and we're assured it's relatively straightforward. So I think the highest hurdle here, if you're new to the channel, may be understand Japanese sums rules, but I will explain them carefully at the beginning of the puzzle. So do just check that out and then have a go at it, perhaps. And it's a good way, I guess, into Japanese sums, perhaps. And there may be some sort of message in it. So we'll look forward to having a go at that. It's certainly a nice clean grid. Give it a try on the link under the video, but do so after you have considered whether you wish to join our Patreon, get our apps, to try Sven's Sudoku pad, or buy our merchandise. All the links under the video can take you to those wonderful things. Our app's of fabulous value, but then so is joining Patreon. $2 or $3 a month gets you access to the monthly rewards, like pauses a 6x6 Sudoku butt, and indeed the various packs that we occasionally put out. There's been some great stuff going on Patreon, crossword videos, other how-to videos, all sorts. It's a good resource, as are the other things mentioned. Our apps are fabulous too, and there is a thermo Sudoku one. Anyway, give that a try. But the first link is to this puzzle. I'm going to go through the rules now. So normal Sudoku rules apply. That means 1 to 9 is to go in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, colours used in this grid are purple, blue, brown represented by a W, green, gold represented by a D, red, orange, grey represented by an A, and black represented by a K. And when I haven't given you the letter, it's because it's the first letter of the colour. And the Japanese sums rule is that the squares outside the grid indicate the order of the runs of contiguous cells that must be shaded the colour of the clue. And the number in the square indicates the sum of the cells in the run. So let's take this column, which has a 13 brown, a 5 black, and a 27 brown. So there is a number of cells that add up to 13 and are coloured brown to start with. Then there is a number of cells that are black and add up to 5, could be just one cell. Then there are a number of cells that are brown and add up to 27 below that. Now, if these numbers don't add up to 45, there's some white cells in between them that aren't coloured as well. I don't know if that's going to happen in this puzzle. I haven't done the maths yet. The rules go on to say there must be at least one unshaded cell between runs of the same colour. Okay, so in this column, there must be at least one unshaded cell between the two brown runs. But that is not required for runs of different colours. All shaded runs are given. And finally, there is a thermometer rule that digits increase on this thermometer. Give it a try. We'll see what we find. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. Oh, no. We won't see what we find. We're told what we find. For best results, remove all unshaded markings you've done once complete. Then read the song title hidden vertically in the grid. And the puzzle is, of course, called My Favourite Song. So we're going to delve into the asylum's psyche and musical taste today, I imagine. Right, let's get cracking now. So this thermo is very, very nice. A 9-cell thermo can be filled in. That is my maxim. And I think if we add up these colours, this is going to be entirely a purple. Yeah, it's entirely a purple box. They add up to 24 there, 15 there, 6 there, 14, 15, 16. So that's all purple and a very easy start. Right, now. Okay, this column looks to me like it adds up to 45. 8 plus 22 plus 15. So there are a number of red cells at the top, a number of green cells below them that add up to at least 22. But okay, it could be 976. They could be confined to this box. In fact, yes, this is important. Look at the greens. Remember, the last rule was that all shaded runs are given. The only rows in which green appears are these three, according to the clues, and the only columns are these three. So the greens must be confined within this box. These therefore add up to 22 and are 976. The top three digits are 134 and they're all red. And it's the same with red. These are the three columns with red in. These are also the three rows. So red's all in this box. And in fact, there's a 1 in this row. So that's a 1. There's a 19 in this row. So that's 3 cells. There's an 11 in this row. And there's 2 red runs in this column. And in the first column, actually. So we can just fill in those red runs as 2 and 7. In the first column, we've got 5 and 9. Now we can just do the maths to make these add up to 19 and 11 and 8. And there we go. Now I can fill in 8 and 6 in the box. And that is pretty straightforward. So we've got 1, 5, 8 there, 2, 3, 4 here. That's just sudoku. Now let's have a look at the green numbers. 9, 7 and 6. Well, that can't be a 9 digit because of this 7 clue. Actually, I don't know how to do this box, so maybe we'll... Oh yes, I do. We've got a 2 and a 1 green at the top. So the only cell in this column that is coloured green is a 2. The only one in this column is a 1. I still don't think that necessarily tells me where they go. This could be 6, 1 with a 2, 7. So I'm going to need something from the right to help me with that. Let's try and move to another box. Let's look at blue. These are the only 3 columns with blue cells in, and these are the only 3 rows. So the blue is all confined here. And we have, again, 2 blues segments in row 7, 2 blue segments in row 9. So we can fill in those digits, 1 and 2, 4 and 5. But we have only 1 blue segment in column 4. So that's blue. It's a 9 to make up the 14 total. That's blue. And this is not blue. So this is the last digit that is blue and is an 8. And then we have 3, 7 and 6 to place in the box. And now yellow. I think yellow is confined to this box given the clues outside the grid. And this column has 2 yellows because it's got 2 clues, so they must be separated. 4 and 5. This one has 2, this row has 2 yellows. They are separated 3 and 8. These have to take the total up to 20, so they're a 9, 7 pair. These have to take the total up to 13, so I think now they're 6 and 2. And if we come down here, we need to make this add up to 12, so that's 7, 3, 2. And I hope that we have a 23 clue at the top. We do. And we can stick a 1 in the central cell. Now we know this is a 5. And we're meant to find a green 7 total. Well, we can't use 6 here anymore, so that is a 7 on its own. And 2 can't be here. So we're going to put a green 2 and a 1 on either side of a 6, either there or there. But we can now work out it's not at the bottom because of that. So it's going to be 2, 6, 1, and they're all green. And that's now a 9, and we can actually fill in the other digits in that box. So that's a lot of boxes complete. Not this one quite yet. But the digits up here are 5, 6, and 8. Oh, there's no colouring for those. However, up here, actually that must be a 5 by sudoku now. And we have 5 in grey along here. Is that just that cell, or is it a pair that's a 2, 3? I tell you what, grey is confined to those 2 rows and those 2 columns, rather surprisingly. And there's a grey 1 in row 1. Well, that can't be here, or you'd have to turn it into a total of 2 with another 1 below it. So that's the grey 1. That's not grey. This is the only cell in column 7 that can be grey, and that's a 2, and this is a 3, and now grey adds up and is complete. I don't have a brown colour. If I hold down on the colour scheme and then click, now I can select a brown colour. Is that brown enough? I want it to be distinguishable from orange. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to use this. Not for that cell though. I'm going to use it when I find, I think this is now a 4 in this column and is brown. In this column we've got a 2 that's brown below something else, and that 2 can't go here. 2 can only be made up of one cell, so that must be here. This is a 9-7 pair, and the 9 is orange, and the side clue, the row clue, tells me where that is. I mean, this really is quite straightforward. Thank you to the Asylum for sort of giving me a day off from having to think too hard. Oh, look at black. Black can only be there in the row and there in the column, so that's a black 5. Again, I don't have a black digit, but I'm going to create one for the joy of getting this puzzle right. There we go. So that's a 5. Those aren't. 93724. So I'm sorry. There's a noise started up which I can stop. Hang on a second. That was my fault. So we are back with, we're making an 18 total here. So the brown needs at least 2 more. In fact, there's brown 45 in the final column, so they're all brown. Oh, and this column that I looked at the beginning was going to be 13 brown, 5 black, and 27 brown. That adds up to 45, so every cell is coloured. So that's all gone brown. But this column only has 6 in brown to begin with. And that's not brown, because the brown all comes after the 5 in this row. So that's brown on its own and is the 6. Unless that's a 6 brown. Not totally sure. I'm going to be a little careful. 2, 6, 9 here. The only way to make up 8 brown in this row is with a 2, 6 pair. Then I need 8 brown here from 1, 4, 7. That's a 1, 7 pair. Not getting any brown into here. We've got this must be very straightforward. Now, can that be a 9? Yes, we were going 3, 9, 1. Can that be 6? Well, this is 6 or 8. It's on its own. That forms a pair with that one. So then I can fill in 1, 5 here. And now I can just add up this total, which is 10, 12. I need a 6 there to make it right. Okay, good. This is a 3, 8, 7 set, and the brown total is 11. That's 3 and 8. That's a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light. Losing its religion. I think I can do the rest of this by just sudoku techniques without worrying about the counts anymore, maybe. And as soon as I say that, I can't. So these add up to 10 from 3, 4, 6. They are a 4, 6 pair. These must... Oh, we need a 24 total here, so we were including that 8. And of course we needed an 8 in the column. So there we go. 8, 7, 9. That is a 2, 3 pair. I do know the order this time. I know the order of the 7, 9. I know the order of the 4, 9. That does the 4, 6, and the 2, 6 falls into place. And now that is the solution to the puzzle. And we're meant to read a message, a song title hidden vertically in the grid. So I think we get I, T, S, and we know that S because of the purple. If I take the purple out, you can see it more clearly, the thermo. It's, I don't know what's going on here, but that's an O probably, and then K. It's okay. And I don't know what the brown and the black is over here. Is that obvious? They're not further letters, I don't think. Or the grey or the orange. This must be, well, it looks like a tree or something. with a branch, roots there, a branch here, something black there, something grey and an orange tip. I don't know. I suspect my ignorance of popular music is the problem here. But it seems like the Asylum's favourite song is It's Okay. Now, I think Atomic Kitten did a song called It's Okay. I can't believe that the Asylum knows the works of Atomic Kitten. So I'm guessing somebody else did a song called It's Okay. I'll go away for a second and try and look it up. I'll be back in a moment. Right, I'm back, and I believe... So my first bit of research told me about Atomic Kitten and CeeLo Green, and neither of those I felt was the vibe of the Asylum. But I believe that the Beach Boys did a song called It's Okay from their album 15 Big Ones, which I don't remember personally, and I think that's what the Asylum is referring to as their favourite song. And this could be a beach, brown beach over here. What I also should have done is research the album cover or song type, but give me a link if you've done that. I'm guessing, the Asylum, that your favourite song is It's Okay by the Beach Boys, but I'm really not 100% sure, and I'm very amused by this. So hope you had a go at the puzzle, and if you enjoyed that part of it, I hope you did the puzzle relatively straightforwardly. If you were tracking down the song, or you just knew it, because obviously that could be someone's favourite song, whereas the other versions couldn't. I would understand that. I will tell you a slightly amusing story about Simon, and well, it's more about me, where Simon invited me to a party one day, this was years ago, where he was putting together a playlist as the theme of the party. And the playlist was to include... He wanted input from everybody on a number of songs, like the first record they'd bought, a song from that. The last record they listened to, a song from that, and their favourite song, at least. And I'm slightly guessing the categories, but I know the favourite song was in there. Simon had to chase me to give him my list, and I found it really difficult because I didn't really have a favourite song. And... there are a lot of songs I think are great songs, but to put one above all the others, it didn't seem normal. It didn't seem right to me to do that. But anyway, he needed an answer, and I had just been thinking the day before when he contacted me how a particular song in the charts at the moment, which was About You Now by the Sugar Babes, was utterly brilliantly put together. So I named that, and as I look back now, the idea that that was ever my favourite song of all time is mad. But what it did was it really upset Simon. He doesn't like kind of modern pop at the best of times. And he just couldn't even believe that I would think that was a good song at all, let alone a favourite. So I got quite a laugh out of that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video, hearing that weird reminiscence. We hope the Asylum continues to recover very well, and that this might aid very slightly in his recovery. And whatever happens, remember, it's okay. Bye for now.